Hey, I'm Nick,
I'm Mikey.
and we are two brothers just talking buckets tonight. Thank you, Call Haas, for the follow. Appreciate that. And tonight we are looking at the preseason NBA matchups, simulating all of them, and actually watching one of the simulations. Really, we're trying to see how good is 2K at predicting what happens in real life. So far, if I show you our scorecard here, not so good actually, and I've been messing around with our scorecard, so I gotta kind of redo this here
The reason why it's not so good is because it's preseason. It's
yeah.
very important.
So we're starting off with a fresh slate tonight, and we're gonna see if it gets any better throughout the course of the full season. Eventually, what we're gonna do is like simulate the whole season, but for now we're just trying things out. We're having some fun. So that's our record right now. We're back to 0-0 today. And we got to look at what's been going on in the NBA tonight. There's a full lineup of action, actually, that we can talk about.
Real quick, before we continue, it's not just 2K simulations. That's the medium we use. But we also are just talking about the team. So use it as kind of a platform
Yeah.
the teams that play.
Right.
Kind of analyze things and analyze like the play-by-play in the game.
Yep.
As well as just personnel. So.
Yeah, we just like talking buckets, so that's what we're going to do. We have a full lineup, like I said. Pelicans at Jazz, Pistons at Grizzlies, Nets at 76ers, Hornets at Heat, Raptors hosting the Rockets, Timberwolves at Clippers, and Kings at Trailblazers. Only a couple of those are finished. But what stands out to you as a game that we have to see tonight? We've seen
Feel free to chat
the Grizzlies. Yeah, we've seen the Grizzlies. We've seen the Nets. We've seen the 76ers. We've seen the Heat. Some of these other teams coming through. Let's highlight a couple of those that we haven't seen. We haven't seen Rockets. Actually, we did see the Raptors.
Yes, I was like last.
Yeah, because last night we saw the Chicago Bulls, Cleveland Cavaliers, and the Cavaliers that one, which is not like in preseason. I think it's really obvious for us. Kings Blazers or Timberwolves Clippers. What do you think?
Did we do Pelicans or the Jazz?
No, you want to do that one? I think that's good.
That one is me a little bit.
Okay, let's take a look at the starts of the Pelicans and the Jazz home. So we always start with Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell. Anybody in the 9 starting lineup? Is Donovan a 90s starting player, you think?
No doubt. No.
He should be in the 90s.
Donovan Mitchell's 92, 93. Absolutely. My opinion.
I don't know, man. The way his team went out in the playoffs last year kind of makes you wonder a little bit.
Well, by the way, he still put up 40 in his first back from an injury. He was injured then.
That's true. I will give you that. He was injured during that series. So it's kind of hard to...
40.
Still gave him 40. And then you've got the New Orleans Pelicans with Zion as the highest rated player on the floor. Higher than Brandon Ingram, higher than Rudy Gobert. Zion Williamson rated at an 89. Is that generous?
I don't think I think it's accurate. I think he should be the highest rated player, but I think he's a 94. I just have players ranked in the 90s in this play. For some reason, 2K it's like scales everybody down. It's like an all-time rating list. So like Michael Jordan is a 99.
I see what you're saying.
Which, I mean, I guess compared to Michael Jordan, Donovan be an 88. You know, that's what 2K is thinking. But I'm just thinking the landscape of the NBA today. Donovan Mitchell's one of the best shooting guards in the league. I'd put him in the 90s, but I guess it's not how it works, so it's probably accurate.
Yeah. In real life, the Utah Jazz have run away with this one, 127-96. Now, Jordan Clarkson played. Rudy Gay didn't play, but everyone else played for the Jazz. It's the Pelicans that didn't play Williamson, didn't play Ingram. And so it's going to be loud. If you're looking at these two teams, the Jazz at home, I'm tempted to take, but these starting lineups are remarkably similar. Look at the stat lines for both teams. This is a toss-up.
Yeah, no, this is actually a fantastic matchup, to be honest, because you got Royce. He's a big body. That's not going to stop Zion, but could put brakes on him.
Yep. So we're going to jump into this.
I think his...
Who are you taking in this preseason matchup?
I'll take the Pelicans.
I'm going to go with real life. I think the Jazz at home in Salt Lake. It's just too hard to beat. That's a tough game for the Pelicans to come in.
The thing with the Pelicans last year is a crazy stat. I think they lost 20 games that they led by double digits, like in the fourth quarter or something crazy like that. Like 20 game swing. If they win half of those, like they're a playoff team. They're like a solidified playoff.
So they were ahead in the fourth and lost. Just couldn't close it out.
Yeah,
wow.
Like a lot. They lost double-digit leads. 20.
To me, this is a previous season for Williamson as the tip here. I want to see the Pelicans say either we're legit or stop making it tough to play. On the flip side, you have the Utahs who were first to see West Conference work in the season too much as they take the 2-0.
I think that's the Jazz's kind of like. I don't know how many people actually took the Jazz seriously, even as the 1 seed. I think they were a great team, but I feel like everyone knew it's like, oh, this is kind of easy to figure out. Honestly,
They remind me
to like a deeper team.
They remind me a little bit of the nice dunk by Zion Williamson, strong dunk. Remind me of talking because I have some thoughts on dunks, but the Jazz remind me of like the Hawks when they were ranked number 1, Raptors when they were ranked number 1, like solid teams, but like built for the regular season.
Yes, 100%.
And you just look how small Donovan Mitchell is compared to the defenders over here on the Pelicans. Like he just kind of looks small, don't you think?
Donovan?
Yeah, like in my head he's bigger, but he just looks oversized or undersized, overmatched.
Yeah, my comparison is like people. I've had debates about Donovan Mitchell, and I just see him as like a Walmart Dwayne Wade, respectfully. You know, he's like shorter than Dwayne Wade. He's probably just as explosive. He's crazily athletic, and I think he can shoot the ball better.
As he's got 4 quick buckets here.
He's just short enough to not be as physically imposing, and that makes a difference for his play style.
Yeah. He's got all the skills, all the speed, but he can't just bully people.
Yeah, and you look at like successful playoff teams, they usually all have that athletic wing that can defend and go get a bucket. That's what the Jazz are missing, that athletic big body wing. They have Joe Ingles and Bojan.
Yeah.
Shooters. But they don't have, that. And they have Royce O'Neal, who does a decent job defending.
And Jordan Clarkson coming off the bench.
Yeah. They don't have that wing who can go and get a bucket.
Who's the perfect guy to fill that gap then in this league? Like, who cares about trade, who cares about free agency, but like, who's the perfect fit for this team then?
I think you put Brandon Ingram on the Jazz.
Ooh.
And that's lethal,
He's long. He can get his own bucket. Yeah, I could see that.
Someone like that. Someone similar. Brandon might be even like, you don't need someone that long even.
Yeah,
Maybe like a 6'6", 6'7".
that's interesting.
Wing.
Like Klay Thompson would be great on the Jazz
Yeah. You.
because he could play defense and he's still a shooter. Dang, yeah. I think the comp there is like they're missing that defender, also shooter.
Yeah.
You know, who's long, can hang with anybody, kind of a thing. That really does make a difference. Meanwhile, you've got the Pelicans out here.
Chris Middleton even.
Oh, Chris Middleton. Yeah, does he defend well?
Decently enough. He's not a great defender, no, but
Well, for all the stuff we're talking about, Donovan Mitchell being undersized, he's got six. He's got 6 of the 8 right now. He's got 8. He's got their whole offense right now for the Jazz. One thing that I'm excited to see tonight is who the player of the game is, because last night we tweeted out the glitch. I think it's a glitch. 100%. I think it's a glitch that the opposing team, or the team who's going to lose the game, their point guard, regardless of how good they've been playing, is the player of the game in these random, like, no one's playing. I don't know if that's because we're not actually playing the players and it's just like a simulation, as Donovan Mitchell is red hot, got all 11 points for the Jazz. But I think it could be a glitch.
no, I think that's what it is because I play with my friends online, and the player of the game is accurate for online, but
Yeah.
I feel like 2K doesn't think people are watching simulation. Like, oh,
They,
yeah, like it doesn't matter, and I don't know if they will even care about it if someone brings it up.
I mean, we'll have to bring it up because it's just kind of funny. It's just so funny to watch, like, Donovan Mitchell ball out, and then, like, who's the point guard for the Pelicans now? I don't even know who plays point guard for this team. Devontae Graham is going to have like 3 points, have a minus 12, and be the player of the game. I'm calling it right now. Devontae Graham. Oh, as he throws up a heave, gets blocked. That's what I'm thinking. Player of the game already, Devontae Graham. We'll see if I'm right. And at the end of the first quarter, we've got the Jazz 13 and the Pelicans 8. Pretty much going how we would think the Jazz at home have a little bit of an advantage. But we'll see.
Also, if you're one of our viewers, please feel free to chat. That's actually what we're looking for, is the chat us experience where we listen to some of your opinions and talk about them.
Yeah, we're not the end all be all here.
Yeah.
We want to just
content more fun for us and for you.
Yeah, we want to talk buckets. We do. It's true. Just talking through as Rudy Gay gets a dunk. That's a nice addition to this Jazz team. He's a guy that you like. He's kind of that guy. Athletic, can defend, good-sized wing player for this Jazz team. I think that's a great pickup for them. Some of the other things going on in the league right now. Nets Sixers, actually. Let's see who played in that one, because both teams have point guards who are questionable, to say the least. And the box score here: Philadelphia 115, Brooklyn 104. Looks like Kevin Durant had 23, James Harden had 21, Kyrie Irving, no surprise. Joel Embiid had 14. Looks like some other guys for the Phillies, or the 76ers, went off. Korkmaz, do you know who Korkmaz is? He had 27. And then, who's Joe? Isaiah Joe had 20. Don't even know who that is. Andre Drummond had a big game, 16 points. I'm happy for Andre. I'm Lakers Jordan Clarkson in 17-10. But I wonder if they would just swap players if that was it. Do you think you would do a Brooklyn 76ers player swap?
For sure, both teams get better, but that's kind of a hot take.
Why not do it? I mean, maybe because Kyrie's more of a liability. Isn't like will play? I don't know.
Yeah, Kyrie is very interesting. part of me is like, let him live his life. The other part of me is like, bro, you're one of the best point guards like almost ever, and like you just don't really care about basketball. Kind of nuts.
Yeah, that's the way it goes. You have to care if you want to be that level of greatness. That's why like LeBron is so good. He kind of wants to be that. He cares enough to do it. Hassan Whiteside, the Jazz.
Yo, they picked him up.
Jazz are retooled. Like they were not going to sit back and just take whoever and just like run it back. They got some guys.
Yeah, Hassan backup big for Rudy. I don't know who. I don't remember. I don't even remember who their backup big was. Derek Favors.
He's getting older. Yeah. Is Favors still on the team? I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah, I don't think so. Did you hear the
Oh.
expected
Again.
join the Sixers next week? He's not gonna be like that problem with the Rockets 2 years ago. He's like tried it for a little bit. Yeah. The difference was the Rockets weren't good. Like he'll play and the Sixers will win games, you know. So it's gonna be crazy to see.
It's a tough place to play with that kind of heat, as it were. Hated right now for being a whatever Madonna you want to call it, overcautious, happy. But in Philly, you're not gonna be happy doing that every night. As Joe Ingles pulls a step back, misses off the back of the rim. That'll be crazy to me. I don't think he's there long, but I guess the reason I think he's playing is people still want to know he can play, I guess, or is in shape to play. It's like you go to buy a house, you have to do inspection. So they can't get anyone interested if in a trade if he's a no-show, you know. So he has to kind of play to get out, which is opposite of it, actually. James Harden just showed up as whoever he wanted to be. Basically, Phil's Temple gets the steal. So
I bet you that's the conversation that his agent talk. Who was his agent? Big guy.
Rich Paul is Rich? Yeah, Rich Paul.
Yeah, recent. Just want and trade you to. It's impossible if you don't play.
Right. It's a bad look for you. You're not gonna get great offers, and we're not gonna trade you if you are going for like a first round draft pick. They need something for him. They've invested a lot. There's Valanciunas. Bricks one off the side of the rim. No offense for New Orleans so far in this. There's 1 minute left. 10 minutes. Like, what is Zion 89? Like, are you joking me? Like, what is he gonna do for you?
Zion?
Where's his offense? They don't run plays for Zion, do they?
I think you just give the ball to Zion and he'll get out of the way. But honestly, or dude, Zion. Have you seen the stat? Zion's left-handed layups, he gets to like something like 12 times a game, and he makes like a stupid percent. I don't know what the percent was, but he makes a stupid percent. Like it's the most unguardable. It's like Kareem's hook. It's the most unguardable shot in the league at the moment.
Yeah, that would be hard to replicate 2K. Because like that is not gonna. He's never taking that shot in the middle of a game. A little fadeaway left hook. He's going right to the rim, getting fouled, if anything.
On a much smaller defender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. Nice rebound by Hart, and they're going to push. The Pelicans are in this weird twilight zone of like, are we a pushing team? Do we run half court? Ben Simmons could be good for the Pelicans.
Yeah, huh?
Like, why not?
True. It's like, do we run? That's the whole thing with Lonzo. Like Lonzo.
Yeah, and now he's on
Point guard for running.
He's on a team that now wants to run.
Yeah, and it's like Zion in college ran, but it feels like his body just put more mass on since college. Like he's not as doesn't feel like he's as athletic or something.
No, he's stronger and faster. When you get faster and stronger, you put weight on. Is what it is.
You think he's faster?
I don't know if he's faster, but stronger. Like just as explosive.
What's the thing?
All right, at the halftime report, we got Jazz up by 11, actually, shooting 55%. And Pelicans just having a terrible offensive game, 26%. And to me, this is where their season could potentially be. Just one of the teams that's just struggling along. Brandon Ingram putting up numbers, maybe Zion getting some good percentage, but just not going anywhere in the West. They're out of the playoffs, in my opinion.
I can't take him out, dude. They're fighting for a playoff spot with the Timberwolves, with the Grizzlies, with the Kings. They're in the same mix.
Take a look at around the league what's going on. Timberwolves Clippers are playing right now. Minnesota is in Los Angeles. They're up 10 on the Clippers. The Kings are in Portland right now, and they're up on the Trailblazers 79-64. Let's see who's playing in that game. Looks like for the Kings, I don't see any big names. It could just all be Summer League guys. Harrison Barnes is playing. De'Aaron Fox has 8. Who's D. Mitchell? Davion Mitchell? Is he the new rookie?
Yeah.
He has 20. He's balling out. He's got 20 points.
Goodness. He won a chip last year. That's actually really good news that he's playing.
Yeah. And then Zion's going to get a transition dunk.
Being good, it's gonna be a great pick because the Kings drafted by best available player, not fit, because they had
Right.
guards, right?
Yeah.
So if he ends up being good, it's gonna be very.
Yeah, NBA always draft best available player. Always, always. I feel like that's a rule. Don't go fit. Don't look for a big man. Don't look for a guard. Just go for the best available player. Because big men, unless they're the best.
Topic of discussion we can talk about for a long time.
Right. Gobert's backing down Brandon Ingram. That's good defense. And now you got to get out and running. If the Pelicans are going to do anything in this game, they got to get moving. And Devontae Graham's got to do something. I feel like he's been very quiet this game. There we go. Clear out for Williamson. This has got to be a bucket. There it is. There's that left-handed layup you're talking about. Finally, he actually is playing like himself. He's got 12 points all in the paint.
12 out of 20. I hope Brandon Ingram takes a step this year, too. Like, he's already a 27-point per game scorer, which is crazy to say. He needs to take a step.
Yeah, he's just just doing my thing. I'm just going to score a bucket. Which is his personality.
It is. He's the most nonchalant 27 a game.
Exactly. He's just hard to guard.
I don't even realize.
Of all the Lakers who were former Lakers, drafted by the Lakers, the young guys, who would you want on your team right now? Is it Brandon Ingram? To me, it's down to two guys.
I think it's Julius.
That's the other guy you have to consider. You'd rather have Julius Randle. I would agree with that. I'd agree with that.
I think he's more of a winning player. He's turned himself into. He's playing defense. He's a playmaker now. He knocked down 3. Like, he just does so much as a foreman that you need from a foreman.
And you think that, I mean, both of those guys are very similar in their, like, attitude, their disposition. Or at least they were when they played for the Lakers. Just kind of do your thing. Lead by example kind of guys. Which is good.
What's crazy?
But you need more in the NBA, for sure.
You know what's crazy? Everybody who played with Kobe has turned into, like, a desirable player in the league. At the least. At the very least, which would be Larry Nance. Like, he's still a solid role player that a lot of teams want.
And we'll see if he's got a good career up in Portland. I hope he does. He can jump out the gym still. Does a lot of the dirty work.
Being around Kobe that year, I wonder if that's
some magic.
For some of these guys, just watching him,
I mean, that was a magical season.
Literally, look at everybody who was on that roster. They have very successful careers. It's just crazy.
Also they were drafted like 1 or 2. They were drafted really high in the draft, which is good. You like to see that guys drafted that high have successful NBA careers. But to your point, none of them are busts.
Jordan Clarkson was late. Larry Nance was late.
Right.
That guy Anthony Brown, not in the league.
Anthony Brown, who?
He was drafted with Larry and whoever else was in that draft.
On the Lakers?
Yeah, he was like that 3-and-D guy we got.
Do not remember at all.
Yeah, he was in and out very quickly.
Dang, that's a bummer. We got a foul here. Rudy Ye with the foul. And the Pelicans just wasting every opportunity. Just front rimming that free throw. Who is Lewis Jr.? I never heard of him in my life.
Ira Lewis Jr. He's a decent little backup point guard. They drafted him last year.
Where'd he go to school?
I gotta get better at those questions. Gotta get better at colleges.
Look it up.
I don't know. I'm gonna get Purdue. Let's see if I'm right.
There's some school in the east or further east. I only know West Coast teams really, or like the big name teams. If it's obscure, I'm a lot less likely to know who you are and where you played for.
Chat, you got that? Where did Kyra Lewis Jr. go to college?
No idea. Help us out. Where'd he go?
He went to Alabama. Hold on.
Wouldn't have known.
Alabama. Wow. No, not the slightest clue. Did not know that.
Jordan Clarkson's literally just dribbling this clock out to the third quarter, and Hassan Whiteside gets a put back and makes it. Yeah, Utah is clearly on another level. And even in NBA 2K simulation, New Orleans is still trying to figure out who they are. It's unfortunate, but it's true.
I can see the same thing end up happening. Like, you see it with, like, Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum, Joel Ben Simmons. Like, you have two super good players, but because the fit isn't ideal, they just have the ceiling,
Yeah.
When they get to the playoffs, this is like successful teams have the best puzzle pieces, unless you're the Nets, or you just have ridiculous talent.
I mean, they still have the right guys around them. James Harden clearly likes to play with guys who can play defense and shoot. Like, that's not going to change. I feel like that's who they have in Brooklyn, just shooters and hustle guys. Because you don't need any more talent. Like, they bring so much talent to the table. You just have to have your role there. It's like the Lakers. Are they a puzzle piece, or are they just a couple of has-beens? As the Pelicans turn it over yet again. Just can't seem to get it going here in the fourth quarter. They're really going to need to play some defense and turn things around if they're going to make this interesting.
Like the Lakers, I am happy with their roster, but that is one concern. it's like we are kind of like we don't have the perfect fits. Like there's
Really?
gonna be a lot of sacrifice, I think, for us to do well.
You think? I think we have a better fit than last year.
But I'm just talking about in our first like three players, the fit of the first three players,
Well,
best three.
I don't know. I think it's a sneaky fit. I think people fit on the Lakers, our top three, a lot better than people know what it is. Because what is one thing LeBron can't do as much as he used to is energy, right? Like, he's not going to give you energy every night when Russell Westbrook can do those little things. Like, last night, he was taking on the whole team, shoveled it under to DeAndre Jordan for an easy dunk. And LeBron can do that when he wants. But here's the thing. He doesn't want to do that anymore, which is why he got Russell Westbrook. That's just my read on it. Like he wanted someone to do those things.
Yeah, that's true. If LeBron can turn into a spot up 3-point shooter when Russ is on the floor,
And how about
LeBron shoots like 38% from the three. That's all we need, you know.
yeah? And how about the fit for Anthony Davis? Anthony Davis wants someone to set the table. And Russ does it. I mean, Mr. Triple Double. He sets the table,
Yeah,
and he's going to make Davis look good. Yeah, me too.
I like AD and together. That's a good one too. I think their ceiling is really high.
Right.
But it's like with LeBron and Russ, who's gonna be point guard calling the shots?
I think that's two different questions. I think Russ is the point guard and LeBron calls the shots. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean,
LeBron is not going to dribble the ball up. He's gonna wait for Russ to do it. People are going to look for Russell primarily, or LeBron's hanging back. But it's like, look for Russ first.
Are you telling LeBron James not to bring the ball up? LeBron, the best passer of all. Like, LeBron needs to run the offense.
In the half court, I'd rather have LeBron run it. In the full court, I'd Russ. If it's a full head of steam, LeBron, like, you can't stop him. He's too strong. But if it's like a 3-on-4, you know?
Yeah, like the right reads, fast breaks, I think will be pretty unbeatable.
He's fast. If we're going to have a fast game, we're going to have a slow game, and you're not going to be able to stop anyone. If it's a team that, like, defending a fast break, doesn't necessarily like LeBron be running pulling strings. If it's a team that wants to go slow, like, have fun, Russ.
It's true. Yeah, it's facts.
So everything is still like a work in progress, but even the Lakers know it. Their attitude post game sessions and interviews are like, we could care less for losing these games right now. Like, look at us. What?
Did you see Melo last game? Melo was going.
He had 17, yeah. 17, just shooting the lights out.
Shooting the face.
And that's the thing that Russ is going to give you is those passes that in the engine are just a little bit different than the passes LeBron makes. LeBron gets you the bucket, right? Like, if you're moving or if it's a smart play, right to the ball. But Russ is a little bit more energetic, so the defense is going to stag a little more to him and leave somebody open. Oh, nice reverse dunk by Zion. And I think that's how I would describe the difference between the two. Is LeBron now you don't have to throw three guys at him. If LeBron beats you, okay. That's what teams are going to say. Like, we'll throw maybe two guys at you, LeBron. And if you beat us, like, great. Like, shoot the ball. You know what I'm saying? until they find someone. He's gonna find one eventually.
Or he just puts up a bad shot, which he's been known in the past. Dude, Russ is so crazy. Even last year, he had like 2 months, like 12 months stretch where he's just like the best player in the league.
Honestly,
it's crazy. He'll have these stretches where it's like, oh, this guy's like, nope, he's the best point guard in the league right now.
Right. All right. Wow. Hold on. Hold the phone. The New Balance player of the game is Donovan Mitchell. The team that is winning. The guy that is having the best game. Sorry for what I said 2K earlier. I guess you fixed it. We'll see next time.
Saw the tweet,
dude, Twitter's got some power. They saw it. They fixed it. That's just so funny. But to be fair,
credit for that.
Yeah, I'm gonna give us credit. But to be fair, it's still a point guard.
It is still a point guard.
Although I guess Conley's technically the point guard on the starting lineup. So okay, we've been debunked. Yeah. For now, we've been debunked. I'm okay with that. It's a better experience.
Nah, I think 2K saw the tweet for sure. Did you tag him?
No, I didn't tag him. Next time I should though. There's 30 seconds left in this game. Utah is up by 11. This game, oh my goodness, Zion's getting going late, but it's too little, too late. That's kind of the theme of the Pelicans. Unless they prove me wrong, it's like too late, too little.
Oh, it's just a little too late.
Rudy Gobert's going straight to the bucket, uncontested. Everybody's on fire the last 15 seconds of this game. Let's see what Devontae Graham, who's been absolutely non-existent in this one. Just get it to Zion, who turns it over. And there you go. The Jazz pull it out. 46-35, 11-point victory. And 2K has done it again. Picking the winner in this one. As always, let's check the box score and see who really is the player of the game, the plus-minus hero. Donovan Mitchell, responsible for 21 points. That's going to do it for you. Although Joe Ingles is plus 17 with 0 points. I guess he locked down the competition.
That's so weird, bro. What is plus-minus? How does that even work out?
I'll have to look up the formula for it. I'm sure you could find it in there, like no problem. And plus-minus, Garrett Temple minus 12. Just nothing going on. Really nothing going on for the Pelicans this game. This is a travel game. Legs are tired. Zion Williamson dropped 20, but they're all dunks. He had 6 dunks, 12 points off dunks.
10 for 14. That's a stat you're going to see from Zion.
Just like
14 crazy field goal.
Just a crazy field goal. And Brandon Ingram, he went even on the plus minus. He only had 5 shots, and that's why they lose. If you're just getting dunks and you're trading 2s for 3s, you're not going to win in the NBA. So let's go to our Talking Buckets takeaways from our simulation today. Let's start with you.
What a nice little segment.
You like that? Talking Buckets takeaways? What you got?
For me, takeaways from the game specifically.
Yeah, from our conversation. You can be a conversation. We're not going to be sticklers about it.
Okay. I think I'm just a fan of the Pelicans this year.
Really?
They lost in the simulation, but like they're poised. They have like third year, fourth year guys, max contract type players. Zion's supposed to be a difference maker. Like Zion should be talked in the same conversation as the Loop, and I think he can prove that to people this year if he stays healthy. Like he's just unguardable.
Yeah.
And if he can do that, and if the role players do what they're supposed to do, Valanciunas is a great pickup. I think they can get into the playoffs. I really do. Playing 9-10. I think the Jazz are the better team. so it's probably accurate.
Well, that's not a surprise, right? Like, I know the Jazz are a better team. I think my takeaway is the exact opposite. I think Pelicans are in trouble this year. I don't think they make it in a crowded Western Conference. Like, if the Timberwolves have a good year, the Pelicans are kicked out. If the Kings have a good year, the Pelicans are the ones that are going to be kicked out. There's just no room for error for them. The only way that they can really make the playoffs is if they really improve. Is if they're like on a hot streak, they start the year strong, and then maybe they off. But I don't think if they get off to a slow start, there's no way that they figure it out and then they come back. That's just my take. That's just what I took away from today's game. But hey, we're just talking buckets. And we're going to see, right? At the end of the day, that's what we are. We're just talking buckets. Thank you for hanging out with us today. Thanks again for the follow. You can follow us on Twitter, JTalkingBuckets. Give us a shout out. We'll tweet every once in a while, depending on if anything cool is happening in the NBA today. But otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow on the stream to talk some more buckets.
And give us some segment ideas too, if you have any. Tell a friend. Here the more interesting the conversations will be, because we'll have different ideas. Back and forth on. So
I want to get in a debate with you guys in the chat. So bring it on.
Yeah,
let's do it.
And me and Nick are gonna debate plenty. Today was pretty relaxed. I think it's gonna be heated, so be watching for that.
Yep. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. And keep talking buckets. Bye, everybody.
Okay. See ya.